Good morning. So, we have been doing chapter 15 from the BhagavadGita. So, we will continue today from verse 13 onwards. So, now, yesterday I was talking about who is this person that we are speaking about. Today, we are going to divulge a certain more information about the who is Krishna. Now, everybody has an understanding that Krishna is some, soul or Atma or something like that. There is nothing like that. So, we are today going to understand Him. But first, let us begin where we had left. So, we are doing Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 13. And permeating the soil, it is I who support all creatures by my vital energy, and becoming the sapful moon, I nourish all plants. Now, the entire kingdom of fruits, flowers, plants, trees, the vegetative kingdom, the vegetables, and so on and so forth. Not only on land but underwater as well. Today, you will find that the plants are growing even in the air. Hydroponics, those who know about it, it is vertical farming. At such point in time, the thinking goes that science is giving the food and science is giving all the nutrients that are necessary for the plants and this kingdom to grow. But actually, it is the different story. It's a different story. The food, the way in which these plants grow, is dependent only on Sri Krishna Himself. He says, I permeate the soil. Permeate the soil means whatever that happens on this planet Earth and beyond. Now you may tomorrow grow trees, plants on the moon or Mars or whichever planet that you may think of. Still, the power that needs to make these plants grow for food or whatever purpose, because not every plant is for food purpose. Some of them are meant for the purpose of giving us beauty, like the flowers. And so on and so forth. So, whatever the case might be, everything comes from Sri Krishna Himself. So, He is the underlying factor for anything that grows on this planet or beyond. Now, that is establishing the credential just now to get an understanding of what is coming in the future. So, let us wait. Even the sapful moon, I nourish all plants. Now, what is this sapful moon? You will find that the sap of the plant, which makes the water and the nutrients rise up into the small plant, to the leaves and to the peripheral region, exactly in the same manner. The underlying step over here, let me tell you, you are also that plant. You may not realize it, but in one chapter where he mentions how your entire being is like that. So, you will find that right from the brain onwards, to the heart, to the limbs, both the pairs, the eyes, ears, your tip of the hair also, this sap goes and touches it. Have you noticed it? Every part of your body gets the food, water, air, nutrients, all the systems are go, even at the tip of your finger. This is what he means. How is it that everything works so wonderfully well? Imagine, if I do like this, you will find that the eyes are immediately going to close, isn't it? So even your own hand has the power to do something, and the eye has got the power to shut in time. These kind of actions which are spontaneous, which are not controlled even by your own mind, but are performed in the whole body, likewise in the universe. Even the plants are doing the same thing. If you take even the finest of the foliage, have you seen a peepal tree? You will find that after all the leaves are shed, it then turns with those very tiny brown color leaves, dark brown shade. They start sprouting, and then the whole tree, the bodhi tree, becomes brown in color, and then it starts becoming green in color. I hope you have noticed that. So even the finest of the particle inside the tree is getting the nutrients, the air, water, whatever that is needed through the sap going upwards. So he says, I nourish all plants. In the previous verse, he was talking about the sun, where the sun is giving the energy, the power to everyone. Likewise, every tree, plant, bush or whatever is nourished by Sri Krishna himself. Our understanding is that is science. No sir, it is not science. Science is the method of knowing how that thing goes from one place to the other. It is just telling you. That is either discoveries or inventions. You can discover it, but you cannot make it. You cannot give life to something where there is no life. Alright? The seed has a life. Okay? When we graft also, it has life. So we cannot create life out of nothing. So the sap is provided by Krishna. He says, I am the one which nourishes the plants. We go to the next verse. We are doing chapter 15 from the BhagavadGita, verse 14. Taking the form of fire as Vaishvanara, lodged in the body of all creatures and united with the prana and the apana, breath. It is I who digest and assimilate the four kinds of food. I just explained this whole thing to you. Think what is being said over here. Inside of you, there is the fire which is burning. Now when I say fire that is burning, don't imagine that there is some kind of a fire burning inside. No. See, in science they call it oxidation, reduction and all those kind of things, whatever the processes that happen. The processes that are happening inside your body, whether it's a chemical process or a physical process or whichever process that is happening, is actually creating this energy, the transformative. It is nothing but the energy, the power within. Look at a cell. You take a cell, a battery. Inside that battery there is certain chemicals. Those chemicals are releasing power, isn't it? They are releasing the power. That's how you can run your laptop, your torches, your batteries, everything. You can run all these things. Even the Tesla car is run by a battery. Likewise, you will find that inside your being, inside your body, there is a source of energy. There is an energy which runs the whole system. there is a power that runs and distributes this power to the whole body. If you take just your body, but if I take the earth, or I take the plants, or the animals, or whoever, even for them, you will find that the energy surges through their body, reaches at all the four corners. So he says, I am the one who takes the form of this fire, this energy, this source of power. As what? As Vaishvanar. What does this mean? The world, the universe. See, when we say the world, I don't just say that, oh, you're talking only of the earth. No. The entire creation is the world. Alright? It is just a term used. The whole creation. Just take that into account. The fire which burns in the whole creation. Got the answer? The one which makes this whole creation throb with power, energy, things which move. Just 2 days ago, a distant star gave off such a great, huge surge of power outside it. It just threw like that. You know, our sun, which is also a star, is throwing off a lot of energy outside, like they say, the flames, how the flames shoot out like that. So this particular star, which is a distant star, threw out a big tongue of flame, like that. Imagine like that. So that is a distant star. Now you take the furthest and the furthest and the furthest. Don't you think there also the same system is working? Got it? Now this energy source, this power, which burns in the whole universe. See the term. Vaishva Nara. That is Vishwa, universe. Not just the world. Okay? The fire which burns is lodged in the body of all creatures. It is there in every creature, even an ant, a tiniest of the worm, even that coronavirus has that. A virus is nothing but a strand of protein. Even that has. That little strand of protein has destroyed so many people. It has literally bent the world down. Today in India we are suffering so badly, so terribly we are suffering, isn't it? So imagine even that tiny creature that is there. Any creature, it is united with prana and apana. Like in our case, the exhalation, the inhalation. Exhalation, inhalation. We are burning this air which is coming in and going out. I am the one who digests and assimilates 4 kinds of food. I am the one who digests and assimilates 4 kinds of food. Now here in this case, some people think these 4 kinds of foods are the 4 tastes that we have. Sweet, salty, sour and bitter. The Balinese believe that. Somewhere it is written. Other people believe that there are other kinds of food. But you will be amazed to know 4 kinds of food. What are they? In this material world, there is this, the small creatures get eaten by big creatures. Do you know this? So the small creatures are the food for big creatures. Right? So if there is a deer, that is eaten by the lion or the tiger. Correct? Do you get the point? Now let us take the case of deer. What does it eat? The foliage. Grass and all those kind of green leafy stuff. What does the green leafy stuff eat? Nutrients from the soil. Nutrients from the soil. Where do the nutrients come from? All the farmers will tell you. All the dung, all these creatures like small worms and all earthworms, they create that kind of a thing. Go and study permaculture, you will understand. There are lots of things which these creatures create, which becomes food for plants. So the dead rotting bodies, see the whole cycle, the dead rotting bodies of these big creatures, of the plants, of everything that is there, is giving that nutrient to the trees, which by themselves are not. You may say the trees are vegetarian, isn't it? Or some of them will say vegan. Sir, the vegan tree or the vegetarian tree gets these things from the rotting bodies, from the earthworms which give off their poop. You think they digest that thing, it comes out. All the cow dung, all the chicken poop that is there, everything that is there in the soil, which is dead. Do you see? All the vegetarians in the world are eating all that thing. Just not the vegetarians, even you. What do you think you are eating? If you are a non-vegetarian, you are eating the same plant through that creature that you have cut and eaten. Correct? So now think how this whole system is working. So here he is taking, assimilate the 4 kinds of food. Come back to it once again. So where were we? So let us go back to the soil. The soil has all the dead stuff in it. Dead creatures, dead animals, dead this, dead that. They are rotting. That becomes food for the plants. So number 1 is those rotting things. Number 2 is the plant, which is a food for the herbivorous, for these creatures who eat all the greens. Including human beings, they think no end of themselves. Oh, I only eat vegetables, I eat only salads. Congratulations. You think you are some vegetarian. The plant has already eaten all the dead stuff. Okay? And it could be human poop also. What are you talking about? So second one, herbivores, that is the plants. The third one are these animals. Which animals? The ones which eat the grass and other green stuff. It could be a human being also. That becomes a food for the 4th person, which could be a human being, could be a big animal, could be animals which are carnivorous. So human beings can be carnivorous also. Animals can be carnivorous also. There are creatures which are carnivorous in this world. So the 4th one is that. What does happen to the 4th one? It has become food for the 1st one again. After his death, after the death of that animal, whatever the creature that we are talking about, it becomes food. So he says, assimilate the 4 kinds of food. Okay? This explanation is not there anywhere. So I hope you understood the 4 kinds of food which Krishna was talking about. It is a whole ecosystem. I'm using the modern word, All these great people in this world use this kind of words. Ecosystem. Sustainable environment, all those developmental crap that is there. Sir, Krishna was already doing all these things. Sustainable goals. He was the greatest proponent of sustainable goals. He should have become the super boss of the United Nations also. So let us come back to the story. Again, the whole sustainable ecosystem has been created by Krishna himself. That is what he is talking about. I am the one who does this. I hope you understood this. Alright, so now we will go to the next verse. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 verse 15. It is I who remains seated in the heart of all creatures as the indweller in all. And it is I who am the source of memory, knowledge and ratiocinative. That means rational thinking. Okay? Faculty. Again, I am the only object worth knowing through the Vedas. I alone am the origin of Vedant and the knower of the Vedas too. Now, this is a long verse, but we will see how it is. I am the one who is seated in the heart of all creatures as an indweller of all. You are an alive person. You are alive, isn't it? You are throbbing, you are alive. You are listening to the satsang, which means you are very much having your rational ability, correct? You are thinking, oh, what is Guru going to say? Those kind of things. You are just thinking, isn't it? You have that ability to think also. Now, what is Krishna saying over here? I am there as the indweller in the heart. See, what is taught in the material world is all about material body. Everything to do with Prakriti. Here he is talking about beyond Prakriti. Alright? He is talking of the Purusha principle. Please get this clear. So he says, I am the one which is the framework, literally the framework of everyone's heart. Anything that happens inside the being of the person which keeps him alive, throbbing, living, going around, doing its job, so on and so forth. It is because of me, because I live in his heart. Now here again I will say, this verse has to be taken in a different manner, because the secret is going to be revealed 2 verses from now. Think, it is because of me. I will give you an understanding. We were just talking a few days ago, and I was saying that there are lots of people who may turn up tomorrow and visit. But why do they do it? Why do they follow a protocol? Why do they follow methodologies? Let us say, when you are here in this atmosphere, you tend to get up early in the morning. Right? You tend to do things in a proper decorum. Right? You follow certain protocols. Correct? Why does a person do that? You may say the protocols have been written. The protocols have been written, the laws have been written, the way the things have to go about have been written. I am talking about you and the way you may behave. At the base of it all, at the source of it all, there is a factor which is holding the whole thing together. And that is this principle. So I told my devotees. I said, you know what? The only reason why people do this is out of fear, respect, or whatever you may call it, to the Guru. So, they will get up in time because they have fear about this thing, or because they respect him, or because they consider him as somebody who sets a good example to others. He is up in the morning, so I have to be up in the morning. This is the basic principle on which the whole universe works. It is because of fear of Krishna, they say, the sun gives the power and the energy, it comes at the right time. The coolness of the moon is given because of the factor called fear. You can also call it respect, like I said. So in this verse, what is Krishna telling us? Krishna is telling us everything that is below the surface happens because of this great factor. So Krishna is saying, I am the indweller. The factor inside you is that. If you do not have this factor, you will not do anything. You will just be like an ordinary human being. You will not follow protocols. You know what protocols are? Like if I go to America, I have to follow certain protocols. If I go to Singapore, I have to follow certain protocols. Do you think in Singapore streets I can just like that? I can do spit all over the place? Here there are villages where people just for saying, talking sake, they'll say two. What are they talking about? That is not the way to behave. For every sentence, two. What is two? If you do that in Singapore, you will be thrown in jail. You can't spit. Even the word is not correct. Look at the word in America. Think about it. People can't be called by the color of their skin. You can't call people black. No. Colored. You have to call them colored. Why? If you say that, you may be put in jail for all you know. Why? Because that is not allowed. It's an understood principle. Did you get this point? It is understood that you cannot spit in the streets of Singapore. You cannot call people black in America. Like in India, you can't kiss in public. You can't. You can't wear short clothes and dance around in the public because that is not expected of you. There is no law written, but you have to follow it. It is the underlying principle. Did you get it? So Krishna says, I am that underlying principle. I am that indweller in the heart of everyone. Your body works because of fear for me, or because it wants to say, Krishna, look, I am doing this job. That is why it does its job. Some people who do not follow Krishna will not do the job. They will think, why should I do? I will drink whatever I want. I will eat whatever I want. I will do whatever. People who do not follow Krishna, they think that Krishna is some ordinary person. But they don't know the universe is run by him as an indweller. That is what he's saying over here. Krishna is giving us an understanding that it is he who runs the whole universe. You can come with your big fat ego and say, I will not do, or I will do exactly the way I want. You are fending for yourself with the universe. The laws are already set. In Singapore, the Prime Minister of Singapore or the police is not going to come running after you. No. The moment you do that, it is an understood fact. You will be put in jail. You throw dirt on the streets, you will be immediately put in jail. It's the same thing. Understand this. Yesterday I was just thinking about an incident. I was saying there was a movie called Dumb and Dumber. You know, there is a movie called Dumb and Dumber. I don't remember who the actors are. Now today, if they say we are going to create Dumb and Dumber part 3, part 4 and part 5, they will get sued for it. Why? Just like you can't call a blind man blind, like that you can't call a dumb person dumber. Right? Did you get the point? It's exactly that. You can't call a person black. Like that, oh, he's a dumb guy. You can't say that. You are doing something wrong to the real dumb people. Did you get this funny part? I hope you get that funny part. So I was just thinking about it. This is how people are now. You can't call spade a spade. Maybe you have to call it a shovel. So tomorrow when you are playing cards, you say, I don't have a spade, I have a shovel. It could be terrible as that. So coming back to our story once again. Krishna is the main factor, the underlying factor, who is an indweller in all, who is the source of memory. He is the source of memory. People remember all the wrong things also. What makes you think that the Krishna doesn't want them to remember? On the contrary, Krishna will deliberately provoke them as a memory. Oh, remember this, remember this. You please understand, all the bad things in the world will be remembered by bad people only. Because it is a test. There is one side which is going to tell you all the wrong stuff, and there is one side which is going to tell you all the good stuff. So either you have to be sattvic, rajasic or tamasic. The universe makes that. They say, chabi diya. So the memory also will come. Imagine you are angry. Do you know what memories come? All the bad memories will come. When you are happy, only good memories will come. This is how Krishna works. Through the memory, through the knowledge. Knowledge for doing the right stuff will come when you are in the right frame of mind. When you are in the wrong frame of mind, at that time, wrong memory will come. The one which is going to put you into the gutters. Also, the knowledge which will come will be totally wrong. Think about one situation. In India, there is a lot of these differences between rich, poor, one caste, another caste and all that. You know that, no? Let us say a person from one community is marrying another person from another community. Already there is bad blood going on. People are saying, oh, how can this person do this? And then these people think that they are belonging to some great caste, community, creed, religion. It's our prestige issue, they say. It's our prestige that our daughter or our son doesn't go into another kind of a gutter. What prestige? And then they go and murder that other person. That is what people end up doing. At that time, their memory also will leave them and only bad memories will come to them. Oh, do you know the same thing was done by that person and that person and that person? He has done so many wrongs. They can never think good stuff at that time. Never. And then the knowledge which will come to them is also the wrong knowledge. Let us destroy them. Let us kill them. Let us, all kinds of wrong stuff. Think about people. Now let us take the example of Mahabharata. In Mahabharata, there was Dhritarashtra on one side with his entire people, his son Duryodhan, Dushasana, the great folks around him. Right? Who are they? Bhishma Pitama, Dronacharya, Shakuni Mama, all these are one side. On the other side, there were the Pandavas. Let us try to analyze how these people thought. The way of their thinking was, let us try to find faults with those guys. They might have got defeated once or twice in a while. Like that Lakshagraha episode. The burning. If you don't know the Lakshagraha episode, you should. That means the lac house. Lac is that LAC. Lac house episode. You should Google it and see. So the person doesn't follow a retreat. Please understand. The nature of Shakuni is always evil. He may lie low for a while. Somebody who is evil and dangerous or even a demon will hide his nature for some time. Have you ever seen a tiger or a lion come near a prey? He will come quietly, stealthily. What is the intention of eating that animal? So these people like Shakuni are there in this world. They will never show their nature. They are evil themselves. So their memory also is evil. Their mind also is evil. Their past, whatever that they can take out from the past, is also evil. Then the knowledge which they have is connected to this evil only. Their designs are evil. What is their rational capability at that point in time when a person is evil themselves? If the person is a demon, what is that rational ability of that person? To be evil itself. Take the case of Ravana. Take the case of Kamsa. Kamsa never showed that he is evil. He sent Akrura to Krishna and Balrama saying that your uncle is inviting you. Here in our life also there will be this kind of Kamsas, demonic people who will act very nice. They will send Akruras over and say, Akrura, please tell Krishna we are not going to do anything wrong. And then they will call Krishna and Balram, but they do not know whom they are contending with. So Krishna and Balram come. You know those two guys there? Mustika and Chanura. Mustika and Chanura were the bodyguards of Kamsa. Immediately they saw Krishna and Balram and they wanted to kill them. So this evil Kamsa plans like this. He will look very nice and he will send a very nice invite, thinking that Krishna is going to fall in his trap. But Krishna is much smarter. So he kills Chanura and Mustika both. And then the elephant, the wild elephant, and lastly the uncle himself. Why is that? That is the way in which memory, knowledge and ratiocinity, these three principles work. If you have goodness in your heart from the beginning, if you do not have that evil-mindedness, then the memory that you will have will be good. You will always see good stuff in the world. You will never see anything bad. For other people, you will never have that evil tendencies. You will not look at their wrong stuff. You will only see good in others. Then the knowledge that comes to you because of the goodness will be only good knowledge. And your rational capability will say, I want to do good in this world. But if you are that evil type, the demonical type, all the wrong stuff will come. I want to destroy people. I don't want them. That is the thought which will come. So these are the faculties that are Krishna Himself. That is the underlying fact. Again, I am the object worth knowing through the Vedas. You study all the scriptures. What is the scripture tell you? I am the only one that you are supposed to know. I am the only one you are supposed to know. Krishna says this. Why do you want to know what the world is doing, how the world is bad, how the world is good? Why does it bother you so much? It is not important to go on thinking about some other person, some other thing, some boss of yours, some wife of yours, some husband, some mother, father. These are perishable people. Krishna is unperishable. He doesn't perish. So he says, even the Vedas are actually telling you about me alone. And know this, I am the only object worth knowing. I alone am the origin of Vedanta. The Vedanta that you have heard of, people talk, the Vedanta. I came across a very, very strange and a funny situation. Somebody was saying that, there is this great teacher who speaks of love and devotion. Yes. But the people who are following that tradition just now are pure Advaitist. The teacher, the guru, never taught Advaita. He taught about Kalima and all those things. But the current followers only follow Advaitic principle. They believe in Vedanta only. But they don't know Vedanta is me alone. Krishna says this. Vedanta is me alone. I am the one who has written it and given to them. Why? Because that's the way of doing it. And the knower of the Vedas too. I am the knower of the Vedas. I am the one who knows everything. So what are you talking about? Even the future, the past, the present is known to me. I am the one who creates this whole thing. What makes you think that I don't know? But I am not the one who does it. I will not do. Krishna will not lift his finger to do anything. He will not. The evil people are there. The good people are there. They are the tools of Maya. They will do everything. Got it? Right. So now we go to the next verse. We are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 verse 16. The perishable and the imperishable too. These are the two kinds of Purushas in this world. Of this, the bodies of all beings are spoken as perishable, while the Jivatma or the embodied soul is called imperishable. So there are two things that come about in this world. Now what are these two things? One which gets destroyed and one which doesn't get destroyed. One which gets destroyed and one which doesn't get destroyed. What gets destroyed? We just now did in food and other things. Bodies get destroyed, trees get destroyed, plants, animals, birds, you name it. Everything, including the planets, the stars, the universe, everything that is physical or kind of connected to the Prakriti gets destroyed. Did you get it? And then there is the imperishable one. What is the imperishable one? The one which runs that perishable item. The one which runs that perishable item. So, these are two kinds of Purushas. Even the Prakriti is a principle of Purusha only. Please understand this. She is not different than Purusha. Purusha is the underlying principle. That is what I told you in the previous stanza. I said, Krishna is the underlying principle. Likewise, now here comes the catch. He is the underlying principle in the perishable and the imperishable. Did you get it? The catch lies in this sentence. So he is the principle, the underlying principle in the perishable. He is not in the perishable. So when you say Krishna lives in my heart, it is only the principle which stays. He doesn't stay. Like I said, it's because of fear that things run. Correct? People will bow down out of fear. They will touch the feet of somebody great out of fear. They may not like that person also. So tomorrow you come across some person and is a great person. You may not like him, but you will touch the feet of that person out of fear. And that fear is what drives everybody, or that respect. If the person is good, then it is respect. Otherwise it is fear. So that is the underlying principle. So Krishna is saying over here, there are two kinds of Purushas. Perishable and imperishable. Two Purushas. Perishable, that is connected to the universe. That is nature. Everything that you see, human beings, animals, birds, plants, trees, creatures, insects, you name it, fishes, all the things. The ones which fly, the ones which swim, everything. And the planet itself, the stars, the heavenly bodies, everything. That is perishable. Because it has come from Mother Nature. And that which runs it, this earth is going around, no? Rotating revolutions, all these things. The sun is throbbing with energy. You are alive because of certain reasons. All that is called the imperishable. That stays. This thing gets destroyed. The one which works in your body, one which works in this universe, one which is making this earth go round, or the sun doing whatever it is, the plants living in this world, the fishes swimming, you breathing, all those things happen because of this imperishable that we call as the Jivatma. Did you get it? Jivatma. So this is called the embodied soul. That is the Jivatma. Now, I told you, 2 verses later, the real truth appears. So we are doing the next verse. We are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita chapter 15 verse 17. Yet, the Supreme Person is other than these, who, having encompassed all the 3 worlds, upholds and maintains all, has been spoken of as the imperishable Lord and the Supreme Spirit. Here is the catch. He is not the perishable or the imperishable. So the moment you think, the body is perishable, the soul, the spirit, the Jiva Atma is imperishable. This we said. The earth is perishable. The one which runs the earth is imperishable. Did we say this? The one which makes the birds fly, the one that makes the birds fly is imperishable. The birds are perishable. The trees, the plants, the animals, every other thing in this world, they are perishable. The one which makes them do something, imperishable. Correct? These 2 things. Now here Krishna says something strange. The Supreme Person, which he is talking about himself, Krishna is the Supreme Person. He is other than this. He is none of those. He is neither the perishable nor the imperishable. That means he is neither Prakriti nor Purusha. This is the very, very strange phenomena which people have very little understanding about. He is neither Purusha nor Prakriti. Those who remember what I said to you, the principle called Purusha, if I put it in the picture, it becomes Narayana. Right? Narayana is not Krishna. He is different. He is come to create the whole thing. The principle called Purusha and Prakriti come from him, from that particular Brahma. So Brahma is separate than Krishna. So never mix Brahma with Krishna at all. Those who mix these two are deluded people. But he is the one, Krishna is the supreme one who runs this Brahma, this Purusha, this Prakriti, this Narayana principle, the Mahavishnu, Mahashiva, Brahmaji, everybody. He runs the whole show through Narayana. Got the answer? He himself doesn't lift a finger. He, the Supreme Person, is other than this, perishable and imperishable. Having encompassed the three worlds, he has encompassed the three worlds and all the creator, destroyer, whatever, everybody is encompassed, literally in his grasp. He maintains it all through the principle of Mahavishnu. And he has been spoken. People are speaking about him as the imperishable Lord. People are free to call him whatever he wants. People are saying, oh, he is the Brahma, he is the Parabrahma, they say. You have heard this word, isn't it? He is the Parabrahma, he is the Paramatma. Whereas here he is saying, if you are the Jivatma, I am not a part of that. I am other than that. This is a strange principle. Please understand this. This is a secret which he is giving out just now. He is a supreme person. Now we go to the next verse. We are doing chapter 15, BhagavadGita, verse 18. Since I am wholly beyond the perishable world of matter or kshetra, and I am superior even to the imperishable soul Jivatma, hence I am known as Purushottama, the Supreme Self in the world as well as in the Vedas. I am beyond the perishable world. This whole world, this whole universe is perishable. Human beings, animals, birds, trees, plants, you name it, fishes, whatever, insects, the world itself, the atmosphere, the sun, the other stars, these heavenly planetary systems that are there, all are perishable. I am beyond the perishable world. This perishable world is nothing to me, just a small speck. That is called the Kshetra. We did the Kshetra and the Kshetrajnana. It is the perishable world of matter. I am beyond the matter. So Krishna can never be considered as any object that is perishable. And I am superior even to the imperishable soul, the Jivatma. So if you think the Jivatma is a part of Paramatma, you are mistaken. I am beyond that as well. I am superior even to the Jivatma. Did you get it? I am beyond the material world and I am beyond the Jivatma also. It is because of my fear and my way of doing things that everything works in tandem in my universe. They are just looking at me. Oh, he's coming. You know, in the school, when the principal is coming, everybody becomes quiet. It's exactly like that. He is the person, the supreme person. When he is just there, everything falls in its place. Due to any reasons whatsoever. You can call it whatever reason. Some people will call it fear. Doesn't matter. Everything has to conform according to the Vedic principles. So, hence I am known as Purushottama. People call me Purushottam, the highest amongst the Purusha, the Supreme Self. I am also known as the Supreme Self. Even the Vedas call me that. We go to the next verse, chapter 15, BhagavadGita, verse 19. Arjuna, the wise man who thus realizes me as the Supreme Person, knowing all, he constantly worships me, the all-pervading Lord with the whole being. Only those who know I am the one who runs this whole universe, everything from the perishable to the imperishable, I am the only principle that does, will only pray to me. Only rare kind of people can pray to Krishna. Everybody cannot pray to Krishna. Everybody will pray to all the lesser deities and all the other things in the world. They may even think that, some great God somewhere is sitting. He is greater than any Krishnas of this world. Because Krishna says, only the wise. And these are very few people in this world. Not everybody can understand Krishna. Only these wise people, they realize me as a Supreme Person. They know I am the Supreme Person. Don't doubt it. Just because Krishna comes like an ordinary person, behaves like an ordinary man, goes about doing his jobs just like he is a nobody in this world. Maybe he is a gwala. Maybe he's a person who comes like a person who dances in the street, or just as an ordinary human. Don't you think that he is like that? He is the Supreme Person. It is very difficult to recognize him. Only the wise people know him, and they will worship him, and they constantly worship him because he is the all-pervading Lord of the whole world. So we come to the last verse in this chapter. We are doing BhagavadGita chapter 15 verse 20. Arjuna, the most esoteric teachings has thus been imparted by me. Grasping it in essence, man becomes truly wise and his mission in life is accomplished. This is a final statement of Krishna where he tells Arjuna, I have given the deepest secret of this Supreme Person called Krishna to you. If you can understand what I have said, with these esoteric teachings, I have given these teachings to you. I have imparted all this knowledge to you. I have told you who I am. The Supreme Person is greater than anything in this universe. The perishable as well as the imperishable. He is beyond even Narayana himself. He is beyond the three gods, the Trinity. He is beyond everything. And he is not the Jivatma that you can think of. He is beyond the Jivatma. Everything reports to the Supreme Person. But only few wise people will know who he is. Not everybody is entitled to know him. So if you have understood these teachings and if you have grasped the meanings of this, then you will become really a wise person and your mission in life will be accomplished. The day you start worshipping me as the Supreme Person, that day, that will strike you. Yes, I have achieved my goal in life. I now know that I am the truly wise person, and this is my mission in life, is to know Sri Krishna himself. This is the secret of the Supreme Person. Just to know Krishna who he is. So who is the Supreme Person? Sri Krishna himself. And to know him and to recognize him and to be devoted to him and to surrender to him, to be in eternal love with him and becoming his devotee is the only thing in the world for anybody to do. These people are the only people who are truly wise and they have accomplished in their mission of this life. Thus in the Upanishads sung by the Lord, the science of Brahma, the scriptures of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjuna ends the 15th chapter entitled The Yoga of Supreme Person. So this was one of the deepest secrets of Bhagavad Gita. You have heard it today. I don't know how many actually understood it, but if you have understood, then you are the wise person. Now, don't go and praise anybody else. Don't go and pray to anybody else. There is no need for all those things to be done. If you have understood that Krishna is the Supreme Person, you just become his devotee, be completely in love with him and just chuck everything away. Because then you have understood the true reason for your own existence, and then you are truly a wise person. So we have ended chapter 15. We will do chapter 16 tomorrow morning at 6:30. I will see you all there, and have a great day and stay indoors. Those who are in Karnataka, it's a curfew time. So see you all. Bye. Take care.